imagine if you saw that on a Craigslist, like, wanted roommate ad. Find me and I'm gonna live with you. I can't decide if that would be encouraging or terrifying. Good day, BTS Army. My name is Comedian, and that's all I have to say about that, really. Where was I? Right, at the beginning. So, I am quite literally at the beginning, because this is only my second ever... Look at me, I'm just like one of them now. My second ever BTS reaction. My second ever K-pop reaction, and not just reaction, my second time ever listening to K-pop, J-pop, any kind of funky pop like that, really. So if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you go and check out my first reaction. I reacted to Fake Love by BTS, of course, and I honestly was mind blown by it. I was really taken aback by just how deep it was. I mean, obviously I'm not trying to sound, silly here, because, there's obviously a reason beyond just like well-produced music that these lads are so famous worldwide, but I was really not expecting the level of like penmanship and lyricism and everything. Like, I really went on quite a sort of deep, existentially crisis kind of psychological journey. So if you want to check that out, if you want to see a pasty white guy in a chair having a little mental breakdown over some K-pop lyrics, to go and check that out. That's on my channel. But right now, what we're here for is my next BTS reaction. But before we get down to that, please do make sure you are subscribed. If you are a BTS fan and part of the BTS army, which is taking over the world, mentally, emotionally, probably militarily quite soon, then yeah, you want to be subscribed, because, why wouldn't you want to see some weird person sat in a terrible, horrible, uncomfortable gaming chair talking about your favorite band? That sounds like everyone's idea of a good time, right? So yeah, definitely subscribe. Also, if you want, check out my other social media. I'm starting to do Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all that fun 150 character, 150 second or less video stuff at ComedianReacts, believe it or not. That's where you'll find me. But anyway, so yes, today's reaction is to a song called On, in capital letters, or maybe it's ON, maybe it stands for something, I don't know. That's what I'm here to find out. And before I start it, I would like to thank the lovely individuals who requested I react to this, and thank you for all of your comments and requests. I was blown away by the response, really. Like, I mean, when they call you guys an army, they're not wrong, are they? So I would like to thank Len, Jinu Clint, Ginny Spearings, Nakoma, Snap Crackly Pop, and I'm Not Asian, I Swear, which is suspicious. But yeah, thank you to all of you guys, and thank you to all of you who left comments on my first BTS video. I really was taken aback by the level of feedback I've received already. And that was just a few days ago, and I mean, like, if I thought listening to their music for the first time was a trip, then the bigger trip was reading all your comments and all the stuff. Apparently there's a whole universe for these guys. There's a whole, it's like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Marvel's got the MCU. These guys have the BU, the Bangtang universe or something like that. I probably just said that wrong and sounded silly, but anyway, I'm still new, is the point. And my goodness, there is so much information. So yeah, there's a whole cinematic universe for them. They're not allowed to date. A lot of their songs are about characters and stories, and they all intertwine. There was so much information, and I realized there's so much depth to this band and their history of work that it kind of made me want to curl up into a ball in a closet and just rock back and forth, weeping softly. Just, it's too much information. Because, I'm a simple guy who simply has ADHD of the highest variety, and when I read a lot of information like that, I sort of think to myself, like, well, how am I ever going to keep up with this? How am I ever going to take this on board? But you know what? I'm going to do what anyone can do, especially in this day and age, which is to try their best. I'm going to try my best at sitting in a chair, talking to a camera about what a song makes me feel. And for some reason, that sounds very hard, but I'm going to do it. But anyway, enough babbling and faffling on. Just invented maybe 2 words there. Yeah, all I want to say is, once again, thank you so much for all your support and comments so far. Thank you to everyone who's requested stuff. Let's do this. I'm really excited because I love the other one. Oh yeah, closed captions. Very important. English. Cool. All right, it's time. Big hit intro. It's a classic. I love it. I'm a big fan at this point. Okay, I want to say straight away that I by no means didn't enjoy the music last time or anything, but I was so overwhelmed with focusing on the lyrics, and luckily there have been none yet, that I really felt like I couldn't talk about the music video or the actual the musicianship, the instruments as much. Luckily we got a nice 22-second intro so far with no lyrics, which means I can appreciate the music, which is great so far. It sounds really great, full of a catchy, upbeat energy. It's the exact sort of thing I could see them putting in like a FIFA game or something. It's great. I don't have any captions yet. I guess I didn't need the captions for this. Now I did. So yeah, it's just another classic BTS song, he says, having only listened to one, but from what I seem to have taken away from their content, which is pretty much every line is like poetry, let's go back to one line in particular stood out to me. With each step then again grows the shadow. And I mean, obviously, that is such an evocative line, it could mean a billion things, but to me, I'm taking that to mean that if this is a song about him as a person, then maybe he's talking about the fan base, the fact that because he's now so incredibly famous, I mean, hello, 700 million views on each music video, bonkers. Because he's now so incredibly famous, he feels all these people behind him, so each step again grows a shadow. That's the way I'm taking it. So every time he's stepping, you know, and he gets more famous, and he looks in front of him, he sees a shadow of the people behind him. Which works if the sun is behind him. If the sun's in front of him, then I have no idea what I'm talking about. See, this is another kind of theme you'll hear a lot of famous musicians talk about, if I think I'm onto the right thing, which I hope I am, which is that, you know, that life becomes such a blur after a while. You live such this crazy, high-profile, like glitzy supercar Formula One life where you are waking up in a different city every day, and it almost starts to become surreal at some point. You know, he said, "Wake up, look down, feet unsteady." I think now I'm doubting myself horribly. So let me just go back and check that. Close enough. I get up unsteady on my feet. Perhaps he had one too many Alco Pops the night before, but more likely, I would say, is the overwhelming feeling of waking up in a different city all the time, of being on tour, of just living this crazy life, which, you know, I mean, think about it. The whole reason jet lag is a thing is because you're doing something which wasn't supposed to happen. It's like a physics hack for Mother Nature. Mother Nature's like, what are you doing? Like, we made the world huge so that it would take a while to walk around it, so that by the time you got to the other side, you wouldn't be like, what day is it? You would have just got there slowly. But now you're hopping on Concords and jumbo jets and getting there instantly. It's cheating. So yeah, it's no surprise that when you live this kind of, you know, glamorous lifestyle and you're waking up in a different city every day, it messes with your head. And I really hope that's what they were getting at, because otherwise I just rabble on about nothing. This is kind of a banger, really. I've heard that some of their songs are more rap heavy. This is rap heavy. Awkwardly I flow. Awkwardly I flow. That is a bar. I love that. Awkwardly I flow. It's like the opposite of a humble brag. It's genius. Awkwardly I flow. I love it. That's just like saying, you know, this is my style and this is who I am. Awkwardly I flow. Gotta go insane to stay sane. I feel that one. Anyone, hopefully, of course, who is of the legal age, who's ever felt the desire to just, you know, get really drunk just to handle some crazy stuff that's happened to them. It's exactly what that's talking about. Not specifically getting really drunk. You know, I wouldn't condone getting really drunk. Even if you are of legal age, it's probably not the best thing you can do with your life. But the point is, there are situations in life where it gets so overwhelming that we kind of want to do something crazy just to feel normal. Something insane to feel sane. I love it. Beautiful, brilliant imagery, word, metaphor, poetry, analysis. I'm struggling. One of those words. Pick them together, jumble them around, and that's what I meant. Carry myself into this beautiful prison. I'm just wondering, like, are these lyrics just like not so subtle things talking about like how hard their life is, like as these incredibly like world famous people? Because it's almost surprising, because I've you know, now I'm kind of like, I obviously don't know enough, and please educate me in the comments, but I'm suspicious, like, because, you know, all these comments about they're not allowed to date, and all these, you know, they have contracts say they can't date. It makes me feel like, you know, whoever their agency is, or their managers, or their music label, they pretty much own them. So I wonder if there's, you know, I'm like, are they even allowed to say this? Are they allowed to mention that their life is tough in a song? But something I'm appreciating for the first time, that obviously they're amazing dancers too. I definitely can't dance like that. Not quite the same. Bring the pain. Bring the pain, it'll become my blood and flesh. I mean, that's either the words of a very hungry vampire or the words of a fighter. You know, the way I see that is like, there's a lot of things in life that are very hard, that even sort of psychologically might be hard. There are a lot of things that, you know, you have to fight for, you have to really push yourself to do. But when you do, you become so much of a stronger person for it. And I think what I've done there is say what he said in about 3 words beautifully, in about 15 words clumsily. So, bet you're glad you tuned in today. Even if my knees drop to the ground, as long as they don't get buried, it won't matter. There's so much meaning in there. I feel like I have to like just grip my chair and just kind of take it all in. Even if my knees drop to the ground, as long as they don't get buried. Which is just a very clever way of saying it doesn't matter if you fall down as long as you can still get back up. Okay, whew. My headache is cleared. This is like a soft banger. It's like a soft trap banger. I love it. Look at this marching band. This is insane. Is this all one take? Probably not. But if it is, then wow. Either way, it's incredible. Imagine if you saw that on a Craigslist like wanted roommate ad. Find me and I'm gonna live with you. I can't decide if that would be encouraging or terrifying. Ooh. Oh, this is what they call choreography, I do believe. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is the chappie that released the flowers into the wild in the last song. This is a very spiritual chappie. Let's go back a little bit. Let's see what we're doing. Okay. Where my pain lies. Let me take a breath. Blood and tears. This kind of has a, I don't know if this is a great reference to make. I don't know if there's a lot of overlap here, but if anyone's ever heard of Odessa, the electronic band Odessa, who if you haven't heard of them, I would highly recommend it. If you like this, you'll love Odessa, I reckon, because they have a lot of songs that have that grandiose, like marching band, like epic thing, just kind of like the horns, the marching band. I mean, there's something very visceral, there's something very raw and just deep down, like primeval? What am I trying to say? Primeval? That's a word, right? I'm thinking of primeval and medieval. I want to say prime-medieval. There's something very prime-medieval about marching band, the drums and the horns, that even though it was probably only invented like, however many 100 years ago, you can just imagine cavemen marching around with horns and a marching drum. There's just something so like, about it. I'm glad this is a video essay format, because if you wrote that down on paper, I was an English major at one point in my life. If I'd ever written on an exam, there's something so about it, I probably wouldn't have got good grades. Yes, anyway. What should I know? Oh, well now I know. Choosing to descend is the dark abyss. Choosing to descend is the dark abyss. That's a very, like, to me, that's a very dark look at mental health in a way. Because I've done things in my past where it's almost like I can see 2 doors in front of me. Happiness or clean living, good things, positive choices, and just easy negative choices, comforting thought loop pattern choices. And I've been like, I should, no. Dark abyss, here I come. Oh, I can never tell when their songs have ended. Oh my goodness. Alright, and now it's a straight up trap banger, which is right up my alley. catch me dancing like this at a music festival near you. Embarrassing myself. I usually just wear a big sheet over myself so no one can see. This is great. Like I said, can't go wrong with some horns and some drums. That should be a t-shirt. Wow. An electric guitar lick at the end. Almost like a My Chemical Romance. I made this comparison twice now, which is interesting, but the Black Parade kind of vibe at the end. Cool. So for me, this is just a really like deep and complex song about, I guess, human resilience. You know, physical, emotional, whatever you want to call it. Just everyone deals with, you know, a lot of stuff in their life. You can think of the person who you think is the happiest in your life, and they might have dealt with something you can't even imagine. And, you know, just the power of human resilience, really. And also, more importantly, I think, the idea of using pain and using past traumas to actually make you a stronger person. That's a very real thing. Wow, I mean, another really overwhelming piece of music and art, and then video too by BTS. The live performance was really, really cool. I say live, but I thought the choreography was really cool. Whole band thing. I mean, I'm a huge like old My Chemical Romance fan, so like I just love like any kind of band stuff. You know, I've said it before this video, I'll say it again. Drums, horns, what more could you want? You know, some great people dancing. Oh yeah, and some really, really deep, fascinating lyrics that kind of, for me, once again, delve deep into the human psyche. I love stuff that's really philosophical, that really deals with emotions. I think one of the best things about the time we're living in right now is we're really emerging, it feels like, from a very repressive period. You know, I think back like the Victorian era was like not that long ago, you know, Puritan control of America, all that stuff, which is still kind of happening. Whereas this is like really emotionally liberating stuff. It's putting it right out there. Emotions. I mean, for how long has the music world been dominated by lyrics that are pretty much like, love is good, love is bad sometimes, love is good. Well, that's kind of almost like half of music in a nutshell. Nothing wrong with it, but it's nice to have some alternatives. It's nice to have music that really talks about human emotions that people are often either very scared, uncomfortable, whatever it is. There's a big taboo around it. So I love music that deals with like human emotion, which might be the most generic thing I've ever said in my entire life. Oops. But anyway, thank you so much for suggesting that, you guys. I loved it. I'm trying to think to myself, which one did I enjoy more out of this one and Fake Love? Maybe Fake Love slightly more. I don't know. I think maybe Fake Love, maybe the lyrics of that resonate more with me, but then again, they resonate in the sense that I saw what I wanted in them. But that's what lyrics are, really. Anyway, I'm talking about nothing again. So yes, thank you so much for suggesting that. If you haven't yet, definitely go and subscribe. If you want to see more BTS reactions from me, then that's the way to make it happen, because otherwise, how will you know that I've done that? It's going to happen, but, you know, subscribe and you'll be the first to know, which is exciting. If you like the video, then like the video quite literally and physically with your finger. Click, click on your little mouthy. Click, click, click. Probably shouldn't show my mouse because I don't think I've cleaned it in about 4 years. Might just edit that out. Yeah, thank you so much for all of your comments so far. Looking forward to more of them. Like I said, if you want to check out my social media, it's at ComedianReacts, as simple as that. Looking forward to seeing what crazy comment essays are going to be put underneath this video, and I mean that quite genuinely. But yeah, otherwise, thank you so much for sharing this music again with me, guys, and have a fantastic day. Stay indoors and be safe, I beg of you. Oh yeah, and remember, if you like my reaction to ON Kinetic Manifesto, then click the subscribe button. Presto! Why did I wait that long to have a drink?